we're going to talk about basic math facts and why they are important. So when we go into addition facts, let's talk about the basic addition facts, like 3 plus 4, 5 plus 9. Why memorize these? Why is it important? Why can't we just count on our fingers? Well, the basic thing is it makes everything easier. And that might be a really poor reason, but think about mathematics. It builds, right? First grade builds into second, which into third and fourth and fifth, and then you get into high school. And life. You go to the grocery store, you pay bills, you owe someone money. Math is everywhere and it doesn't end when school ends. And if you don't know how to add and you have to count on your fingers every time, it just makes everything harder. And if you say, well, I have a calculator in my pocket with my phone, great. You're going to pull that out every time you need to add 3 plus 8? I don't think so. Also, subtraction, right? We also have to be able to subtract. And if you can't add, you can't subtract because they undo each other. So we know that 3 plus 4 equals 7, and 7 minus 4 equals 3. So if you have your addition facts memorized and you can roll them off quickly, then the subtraction comes with it, and it makes everything easier. Why make your life harder because you don't want to memorize addition facts? And now, let's go to multiplication, where the idea is basically the same. Why do we need to memorize these? Because it makes your life easier. And you'll be surprised at how often you multiply in the real world. I need to buy four tomatoes, and they're 89 cents a piece. Well, we can round 89 to 90, multiply by 4, it's going to cost me $3.60. Boom, done. If you don't have that memorized and you're like, I have no idea, how do you know if you have enough money to buy something, right? I remember when I was starting out, after I got out of college, I had $20 to go to the grocery store. That was it. If I didn't spend less than $20, I had to put things back. So I had to be able to add and estimate and do all of these things. And that's a little bit easier if you can do that easily. Now, in the same realm of mathematics, if you can't multiply, you can't divide because they undo each other. So 3 times 8 is 24, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. So if I have my multiplication facts memorized, then I can easily also divide. Not just that, but when you get into high school, you might have to do some factoring. And this might be only a select few of people, but let me just tell you right now, as a former high school math teacher, if students cannot multiply, factoring gets to be very difficult. So when we think about a very simple trinomial of x squared minus 7x plus 12, the idea of factoring in this particular case is what two things multiply to get 12 that add to get negative 7? Well, now I have to be able to add to get 7 and multiply to get 12. And if you can't do those two things easily, factoring becomes very, very difficult. And it always made me so sad that students would struggle and and fail my math course simply because they could not add and multiply. And they knew the idea of factoring, they just didn't know their basic math facts. So if nothing else, just to make your school life easier, memorize your math facts. And it'll make your adult life a lot easier if you don't have to think or overthink when you're doing the basics. So please, addition and multiplication facts, get your flashcards and start memorizing.